ॐ गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Today, let's listen to a simple tale of a very simple man of faith. Faith in what? Faith in God, of course. So, in a town in India, there lived a very humble weaver. Weaver is one who weaves cloth, right? This weaver had no family and he lived alone. And he had a loom on which he used to weave cloth every day. He sold the cloth in the market, and whatever profit was derived from the sale, he felt it was enough for his daily maintenance. He has no house to live in. He had his loom, and he kept his loom under the huge tree. After his work for the day was over, he slept with his loom under the tree. When the cloth was ready for sale, he would go to the market and tell everybody how much he paid for the yarn, how much other sundry expenses came to, how much profit he had added, and at what price he would sell the cloth. Everything, all his accounts were there for everyone to see. People knew that he was a simple and honest man and a great devotee of God. They believed his every word, okay? And immediately they would purchase the cloth for the price quoted by him, no haggling. And so, out of the money he got from this kind of sales, the man would purchase some more yarn and other necessary things, and the balance would go for his simple food, which satisfied his hunger. Thus, the simple weaver was carrying on his simple life. Just opposite to the place where he had his loom, there was the house of a rich man. One night, it was a very dark night, this weaver had his meal as usual, and he slept soundly under the tree. Two thieves entered the rich man's house. They broke open the safe and they took many valuable objects, jewelry, clothes, everything they took. They bundled them all together and they brought out this bundle with great difficulty, where they dragged this bundle to the place where the weaver was sleeping under the tree. Now, between the two robbers, they started arguing who will carry this bundle. Neither of them wanted to carry it. So, what did they do? They saw this poor fellow sleeping under the tree and they woke him up. Okay? They woke him up and then said, Yo, hey, you, get up, wake up. And they commanded him, carry this bundle for us. The weaver, such a simple man, he unquestioningly took the bundle on his head. And his nature was to always help others. Whoever asked him to help, he would help them. He did not know that these people were thieves and he didn't care also. So the two men made the weaver walk in front with the bundle on the head and they followed him. Meanwhile, the owner of the house, the fellow who had been robbed, right? He found out and he informed the police immediately. The police set out in search of the thieves at once. And see, they spotted the weaver with the big bundle on the head and the two men behind him on the road. Hey, who goes there? Called the policeman. And the two thieves immediately took to their heels. They ran away. The poor weaver with the bundle on the head, they were caught by the policeman. The policeman examined the bundle, then he found the stolen goods, the clothes, the jewelry and stuff. And so immediately he took the weaver to the police station and kept him under custody. Next morning, what happened? The police took the weaver to the in front of a magistrate. And what was the charge? The charge was theft. The news spread all over town that the weaver was arrested on a charge of theft. People who knew him from so many years were amazed, surprised. He was an humble devotee of God. He was such a simple man who was living such a simple life. They had seen him. Didn't have a house also. Why would he go and rob that rich man, isn't it? So they were so surprised. And some of them, they came to the court to watch also how this case is going to proceed. And so the trial started. There was no lawyer to represent the weaver. The fellow was left all by himself to defend himself. The magistrate directly questioned the weaver. Tell me, what happened last night? He asked. The weaver said, last night, by the will of God, after my work and meal were over, I was sleeping under my tree as usual. At the dead of the night, by the will of God, two persons came and woke me up. By the will of God, they placed a big bundle on my head, and by the will of God, they asked me to go with them. After walking a short distance, by the will of God, we saw a policeman coming in front of us. By the will of God, the two men who were close at my heels ran away. By the will of God, the policeman caught me, and by the will of God, he took me into custody. By the will of God, I slept well inside the prison. In the morning, by the will of God, I was brought here before you. And right now, by the will of God, you're putting questions to me. Hearing the story of the innocent man, the magistrate smiled at the man's innocence and simple honesty. He realized at once that the weaver was not the real thief. So the magistrate immediately let him go. The weaver came out, and when his friends asked him what happened, he said, by the will of God, I am released. Did you get the message of this story, children? Everything that happens to you and me and to the entire universe is the will of God alone. Trinamapi na chalati tena vina. Not even the blade of grass moves without God's will. But do we remember this all the time? We tend to blame people. We tend to blame circumstances and events that happen to us and say, this should not have happened, that should not have happened, isn't it? But this simple illiterate weaver lived this truth that everything is God's will day in and day out, right? From beginning to end, he saw only God's will. As a result, he never felt disturbed in any way under any circumstance. Such surrender to the divine will is the only way to be blessed with peace and happiness in each moment of life. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma mamrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Guru Charanarpanamastu.